Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Rick Bayless and I am super excited to tell you about this collaboration that we're doing with Burlap and Barrel. We are releasing this mole rub. Now it looks like a kind of small bottle, right? But it's all of this stuff, the complexity of mole that is in that bottle. So let's just start here with the chilies that go in, because that's the base of it. These are pasillas and guajillos and anchos. Then it is thickened with seeds. We have sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds here. There are all kinds of spices that go in here, from black pepper, cloves, and cinnamon to a little bit of chocolate. Then there is garlic and onions and tomatoes that go all together into this bottle. So I will tell you that we have balanced the flavors to use this perfectly as a rub. So all you have to do is to sprinkle it on steak or chicken, a steaky piece of fish, some pork chops, all the way to vegetables. You could use it to do anything that's going to be destined to be broiled or cooked on a grill. But if you want to make a kind of hurry up mole out of this stuff, you can actually do it. Let me show you how. So I'm going to put this pan now over kind of a medium heat here, and I'm adding 1/3 cup of oil to the pan. So that's a fair amount of oil, because our next step is that we have to toast everything that's in this bottle. So I'm going to, when this is hot, and I will know if it's hot if I do a little drop and here a little spatter. That's about right there, okay? So I'm going to put all of the mole rub into the oil all at one time. Just get it all in there and then stir it. You don't want this to be too hot or it'll burn, okay? So I'm turning it down just a hair here, so it's still about medium heat. But what I'm looking for here is the aroma to really come. I mean, I wish I could share that with you, but I can't. This smells so amazing right now. So I'm toasting all of the ingredients in the oil. That'll only take a couple of minutes here. And then when that aroma switches from being just the initial flavor to being a toasty initial flavor, then I'm going to add 1.25 cups of liquid to it. You can keep this thing vegetarian, use some veg stock here, even water will work. I'm using some chicken stock here, and we're going to stir that till everything is beautifully combined. I'm going to put a top on, set it slightly askew just to allow some steam to escape, and then let it simmer medium to medium low heat for about 20 minutes or so for all those flavors to come together. Then I'll show you something really cool you could do with it. Okay, I tasted this at 20 minutes and I knew it needed more time for those flavors to really mellow out. So I've cooked it for another 10 minutes here, but now we got to get the final flavorings right and get the right consistency of it, because I'm going to turn this into really, really good mole tacos. Now, if you think that this is going to be the equivalent of you're spending 2 days making mole, making the perfect mole, it's not that. This just gets you into that mole place. Okay, now I am going to thin it out a little bit. It's gotten kind of thick. We want it to be the consistency, say, of a gravy, that consistency. Now I'm going to taste it and see what I think it needs. At this point, it's going to need maybe some salt, but almost always a little sugar. Why sugar? Because sugar balances any kind of astringency that's there or any bitterness. So I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in here. It also brings out the flavor of the chilies. So I'm going to put some sugar in here, stir that in, and taste it again. Now it's in balance. I don't think it needs any more salt. I'm going to take some pulled chicken. This came off of a rotisserie chicken, and mix it with the mole. And everything should be coated nicely. But remember, this mole, because we intended it as a rub, it's going to be a little bolder in flavor than some moles that perhaps you have tasted. So I'm going to stir all that together there and just let the chicken heat up for a second while I take a couple of tortillas, warm corn tortillas. These are made out of blue corn. Put those onto a plate. Then scoop on some of our chicken in mole. Look at that. It's kind of amazing how the colors changed so much there. Now, I like to spoon on this mole a little bit of crema. So this is the Mexican equivalent of sour cream, more like French creme fraiche, if you want to know the truth. And then this is crumbled queso fresco. You could use a little bit of crumbled goat cheese if you want to. It'd be good on this if you don't have queso fresco. And then, of course, onions and cilantro, which is the classic garnish on tacos in Mexico. And you've got what I think is a really special taco.